Yeah, I don't know if he's sanding floors again. Like, I feel like all the floors downstairs in that apartment have been sanded, but
He's still doing work?
He's always making noise. Always making noise.
Always making noise.
I singing Smash Mouth songs in the morning.
Oh, Smash Mouth.
Maybe
he loves Shrek.
Having the loudest sex I've ever heard. And it's not him that you can hear. It's just this woman that he's banging. From the moment it starts to the end. Just
will you record it sometime?
Screaming. Yeah, next time it happens, I'll try to record it.
Yeah.
Is that invading someone's privacy? No, because if the sound travels into my apartment, then it's my sound.
My sound now.
It's not invading anyone's privacy.
I'm the captain now.
It's just, it is insane though. Like, I know that there's a spectrum of loudness when it comes to sex, and some people are louder than others, but this just sounds fake.
Yeah. Are you sure he's not watching something?
No, I know. It's because somebody comes in, like he goes to the door. Like, I thought at some point, like, maybe he's paying for it, which, whatever. I don't give a shit if he is.
Sure.
The strange thing is, around this time last year was happening.
Yeah.
And it went through like mid-January. I came home one night and he's on the bottom floor. And as I was walking up the stairs to my apartment. So when you first come in my apartment, it's really just a small little vestibule where the shoes go. And his apartment is most of that floor. And then you go upstairs and then it's the floor to our apartment. So he was having sex in the living room. So I was right next to it. And as I walked up, the blinds were open and I saw his ass clenching.
Whoa,
moving.
Really?
Yeah. And so I went in and like kicked my shoes off loudly and made noise, and they moved downstairs.
Yeah.
Because he's got an upstairs and downstairs too. So when he moves downstairs, his living room is actually the upstairs. It's farther away from me, but I could still hear it, not as clear. So he knows. I feel like he knows that sound travels in this apartment. He just doesn't care.
Yeah.
And that time I came home was the last time it happened. Like, it went away.
And when was that, you said? October?
That was January.
January. Of last year?
Of this year.
Oh, of this year.
But still.
Time.
Yeah, but still, we're, in December almost.
Yeah.
And then it just came back. And it's the same woman.
Maybe he was going to her house.
I know.
Maybe because he's doing all that work in his house.
True. For a full year, though, I just feel like not once. But I guess that's conceivable. Or he just has someone that he likes. He orders her up.
Maybe he was spending all his money on his house to get the sanding done. So he owns it, that place?
It's in the family.
Oh, so I wonder if he doesn't pay as much by saying like he'll do this work.
Yeah. I mean, he's clearly making it his space.
Right.
And putting in the work he wants, but who knows what kind of deal there is. I only thought it was maybe something he was paying for because of the act, because of the way it sounded.
Like, it sounds performative.
And yeah, I mean, if I were having sex with this woman, I'd say, can you, because to me, it's coming off as you're just putting on a show for me. And I don't want that. I don't want a show.
What's it sound like?
It would take me out of the moment immediately.
Can you do it?
No.
Like, no. Ah, ah!
Yeah, it's more moany, but it's loud. And like you're sad, a little more pain in it.
Well, yeah, because I'm trying not to be like.
This is like, it's such ecstasy.
Yeah. Oh, it's long like that.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not like It's not like bang, 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 bang.
No, it's not like jackhammer style.
Okay, it's
Yes. I just never heard anything like it in my life.
Yeah.
Even in porn, I haven't heard it like this.
Well, even like if it was like you said, I wouldn't, even in porn, I'd be like, I don't want to see that. That doesn't feel like real. Now I'm just thinking about how that woman is doing the sounds that she makes when she gets paid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I always hate it in porn too when they
Yeah.
like the baby talk creeps in
Ooh.
every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's not like full on baby talk, but it's like they're speaking in a way. It's like, "Ooh, give it to me."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, why? What is this? Where does that come from?
It's
It's like
touching my lungs.
it's like people's brains are changing during sex. I get it, but why does it devolve to child speak in a way? Like it's not the words themselves, but yeah, just the cadence of the speaking and the inflection stresses.
I knew someone that you would not suspect would do this that said something that I felt was so dirty during sex that I would never say. She said, um, it wasn't like, yeah, give it to me, daddy. You know, it was more like a challenge. Like it was like insulting him to make him go harder. She said, something about like, oh, you fuck like a little kid. Like you can't, like, I thought you were a man. I thought stuff like that. It was something like that. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I'm a man.
Meanwhile, with me, I'm like, oh, you just introduced the thought of a child into my brain. It's over.
I know. That's what I
done.
thought. I was like, never, ever bring up. She might have said something about like, what are you, like 12 or something? I feel like there was an age. I guess I don't remember exactly, but I do remember it being that thing. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. You put a child in my brain. I'm done.
Yeah.
It's finished. It's sorry.
I guess for maybe that person, maybe instead of the way that we're taking it, it could be like, I remember being 12 and my 12-year-old self would be so excited to be here.
I guess, or it's like the challenge to the manhood. Yeah, right. I'll show you.
That's there already, but like
fragile ego.
Instead of it being, yeah, it's just like, oh my God. I just felt like it was so dirty.
There's a
and
restaurant.
It was like dommy too.
Yeah. I mean, there's a level of that,
Yeah.
but I just think introducing children.
Yeah.
verbally. There's a restaurant behind the house, and recently things were getting started, but there are kids out there screaming, and it just it took me out. I was like, I cannot. These fucking kids. It's bothering me just because the sound is annoying, but now I'm also thinking about how there are other people eating out there and their meals are being destroyed and these parents don't give a shit. I know that going to a restaurant is difficult with kids. I just don't know why people don't immediately remove them. They just walk out for a minute and try to calm them elsewhere.
Yeah. Were they screaming like crying or were they having fun?
No, it was like screaming, like, crying, throwing a fit.
Yeah.
It was like when I was flying to Orlando for Lee's wedding. My God, the people sitting behind me, they were these kids, probably 6 and 7 or 8. There were 2 of them and their parents were there. Actually, no, I take that back. One of them was 7 because one was small enough to sit on their parents' lap.
Oh, okay.
And then the grandparents were sitting next to me. So it was the grandparents next to me, and then behind us was the parents and the 2 kids. One kid sitting on the lap because he was pretty young, and he would just put his arm up to my seat and grab my shirt and pull it. But he was a baby. I wasn't angry by that.
Cute.
He started screaming at some point, but the other kid, who was old enough and should be excited that they're going to Disney World, just screamed the whole fucking
How old was
way.
that kid? You said? You think?
6, 7.
Screaming though, that sounds like a lot for 7 because like Pete is 7.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
he must have
they
been
were 5.
younger. I bet.
No,
he might have been like 4.
No, I don't think they were 4.
Okay.
They were more, like, to me, the thought was you're too old to be doing this, like kicking the seat and stuff. But luckily, it was the grandmother's seat that was being kicked because they brought the kid up to sit with the grandmother at one point. And then she just started smashing the screen in the back of the headset.
Maybe they have like the tism or something.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The grandfather's just sitting there like he's zoning out. Like, I can't believe I'm here. And the grandmother's getting worked up and turns around and says to the parents, just smack her. Just smack her. And then at some point, the grandmother wants to get out of the seat and the grandfather doesn't want to get up because he doesn't want to bigger scene, and then he does get up and he gets pissed and he storms off to the back of the plane.
Oh my God.
And he's like, yeah, what a happy family vacation.
Yeah, remember the time we went to Disney World and then like there'll be some core memory for this kid and how horrible it was for them and like how they hated seeing everyone fighting and there was so much tension. And the parents were like, "No, we had a great time. What are you talking about?"
I know plane, you're captive. I would be horrified if I had a kid and they were throwing a fit.
Me too.
And you can't take them anywhere. But again, a restaurant, movies, take the kid
There's no
out.
excuse for a kid being at a movie and then you continuing to stay while they flip out.
It's
You take them out.
It's like the parent just goes into this mode. It's like, I'm just going to let you do this. I'm not going to address you. Like they're probably fed up, but there's zero thought about how it's affecting anyone else.
I think, it could be you're in a sort of paralysis because you are so freaked out that it's bothering everyone, but you cannot stop it from happening because your kid is flipping out.
I'd run away. I'd take the kid and it's like, we're getting out of this fucking theater. And I'd apologize. I'm like, sorry.
Yeah. Well, any kid that's at a movie theater, like you should only be going to kids' movies. And then if I'm not saying that means you can just hang out and throw a fit, but at least you'd be with other parents that like, whew, there, but for the grace of God, go I.
I told you about whatever the latest Jurassic Park movie was. This was over a year ago, at whatever point.
The one where he that newer one?
Yeah, and where
she ran in heels the entire time?
The latest one. She ran in heels in like the first of the newer ones. The latest one was
the newer one.
This is one where Malcolm came back and Grant was back in it. And the plot really had nothing to do with dinosaurs, but giant locusts.
Okay.
These people brought it.
Why do they ruin everything?
Because there's money to be made.
Go ahead.
Integrity doesn't matter. Money is king. There was a kid there who was too young to be there. Like they were getting nothing from the movie, and it's not cartoon dinosaurs. Like they're presented as relatively scary, for a child. But like the kid was mostly just bored. Like the kid didn't want to be there. And every time the dinosaurs would come on screen, like the kid's like standing in the seat, staring backwards into the theater, has some doll it's throwing, and the parents' course of action was. Anytime a dinosaur came on the screen, it's like, look, a dino, look, a dinosaur, look.
What? Was this a matinee?
No, this was, it was evening. It wasn't super late, but it wasn't a matinee. If I recall, I feel like it was probably like a 5 p.m. movie.
Oh, no, ma'am. That is not, what did they think? This is their personal movie theater?
And it was pretty sold out.
Fuck them, dude. Did no one complain and like get an usher to talk to them?
The ushers aren't going to do shit anyway. I
know.
think.
They're like 17 years old. Excuse me, sir.
These days, anyone confronts you, like, how fucking dare you? You talk to me like that, and it becomes a fight.
It becomes like vigilantism. Like you all have to be like, hey, we're not vigilante, more like
just like the mob
mutiny or something. Yeah, a mob. You all need to band together and like come up with a plan on how to handle this family.
But somebody will take the risk. But for the most part, people seemingly don't like to jump in.
No.
There are circumstances, I guess, where if someone does and it's really been annoying, then you can get the crowd on your side. But I would make
a comment to them like, tell your kid to sit down. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
This is not your personal movie theater. That's what I would say.
But it's like similar with my neighbor. What would I say to him? Like part of me thinks like, because a lot of time it's like 1:30 in the morning too.
Oh.
It's like you fall asleep or like I stay up relatively late.
Yeah.
But if I am up that late, I am going to bed then, or you've fallen asleep, but then it wakes you up and it's like, I'm really seething about it. I don't know how you approach it. I was like, hey, can you keep the banging down? Glad you're getting laid, but it's fucking annoying. I thought about like calling the police.
Oh, right. Like non-emergency.
And just saying, I would just saying, just a
There's
bunch
a woman
of screaming.
Being killed next door.
There's a bunch of screaming going on. Yeah. And like setting it up. So it was like, I live next door. Or New York has 311 and you can put in noise complaints, which apparently they will check up on. I mean, I don't know if it happens all the time, but the higher percentage than you would think. And you can leave contact info. You don't have to, but I was thinking, I was like, oh, I'll put the address next door. So if he ever gets wind of it.
I mean, you could try and just say, hey, there are times really late at night that I can hear you through the walls. You don't have to say like I can hear you banging, but you can like you can even say I go to bed pretty late as it is, and then I get woken up at like 2 a.m. sometimes. Could you guys maybe just be aware that we're next door?
Yeah, can you not make your smoothies? Like that's another thing. The blender will just start and go on for 15 minutes at 1 a.m.
So is his living area next to your wall where you sleep?
So things are backwards in the apartment.
Yeah. Like you
I said,
back up to each other?
No, we're above each other. Like I'm above him.
Oh,
but
right. You're above.
the bedroom's on the I guess I would call it the third floor of the apartment. And our living room and kitchen's on the fourth. And his living room and kitchen is on the second. So his living room and kitchen is below our bedroom. And his bedroom and the kid's bedroom, because he has a 2-bedroom, is on his first floor, which is, it's not underground, but it's like you go down some stairs to get to his front door, which goes into his first floor. Then he has to go up to his living room and kitchen. And
so
the stairs,
his living room and kitchen are where your bedroom and something else is?
Right under. Yeah.
Okay.
His living room and kitchen are right under our bedroom.
So he can't really, I mean, he is allowed to make smoothies whatever time he wants.
I know. I just also, it's like running the fucking thing 1 a.m.
That is annoying though. Like what's he doing with the blood? That's annoying. It's just annoying. What are you doing? Making smoothies at 2 a.m.
Or it's food prep. I don't know what it is.
Does he work nights or something?
I think so. But he's also up pretty early when his kids are here. But he's not banging when the kids are here. That would be something if he if it's just like doesn't register in his mind that it's loud.
Right.
And his kids are there.
Is he deaf?
Just,
Ew.
I know. Look, part of it's city living, and it can be worse. Like there are people who blare music all hours of the night and don't give a shit. And
yeah,
I guess a 6-minute bang sesh is something I can put up with.
Can I change the subject?
I
have a question to ask.
Yeah, do the intro first.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want to do it at the end. Edit it and lazy.
Isn't it easier to do it at the end because then you can just grab it from the end?
No, I'm just going to leave it like this. Like the show's going to start and the intro is just going to live where it lives.
I'm going to have to stop at like 2:15 though. Is that okay?
That's fine. We got 20 minutes.
All right. Welcome to One Topic, where we stick to one topic. My name is Autumn Fisher.
My name is Greg Russ. What is your question?
I know you see all the movies. Have you seen Wicked?
I have not seen Wicked.
Have you seen the play?
I have not seen the play.
Okay.
Did you see the play?
No.
Did you see the movie?
No, but I kind of want to see it just to solidify my preconceived notions of it.
Which is?
That it's stupid.
Don't sing along, motherfuckers. We already talked about this on the other recording last week. It's not a sing along. They're going to put out sing alongs. They put a thing at the beginning of the movie, don't sing along, but some people apparently are just entitled and say, I don't give a shit. I told you that one person said we've been repressing this for years.
Yeah, get out of here.
You haven't. You can not sing and not enjoy. That's the attitude. But anyway, Christina saw it and actually liked it. She said it was very well done.
Like, had she seen the play?
Yeah. And she's not, I don't think she's a huge fan. She didn't like it, but she's not also like a big Wicked fan. She never really talked about Wicked. Phantom is her thing.
She's
but with the movie, she complained about some of the color and lighting. But
I thought that too. The second I saw the trailers for it, I thought, why is it so like muted?
Yeah, I think that's the complaint. But I don't know. She liked it.
Did they color correct it to be like that on purpose?
Yeah, I'm sure that was their choice for whatever reason.
Why would they make Wizard of Oz? Like, why would they make Oz a muted down space? It's a bright, like, exciting, vibrant place.
Maybe they didn't have a monitor that was configured properly.
Yeah, Yeah. It's like Van Gogh or whatever. He's like losing his eyesight, so everything's blue.
There was one time I color corrected a
Or was that
video.
Picasso? I don't know.
I color corrected a video once. I was like,
Yeah.
this is beautiful.
Uh-huh.
And the monitor I was using wasn't set properly. And
Oh no. Was
When
it
I-
like it
was
got
like
rid of the blue light?
it was like tinted more green when I watched
Uh-huh.
it somewhere else. But no one said anything. So it ended up being like approved. I was like,
Like
what
a
did-
stylized. Maybe they thought it was like, oh, he chose an interesting style here.
I don't know. It was like a weird video where we filmed Alexis in the Santa Fe Opera House, which is
Okay.
actually an outdoor area. Like it's covered, but it's a very beautiful opera house, the Santa Fe Opera House. But the comparison was this Lexus has a wonderful sound system. And so we're going to compare it to one of the most prestigious sound spaces in the country, the Santa Fe Opera House. And there were experiments conducted measuring the sounds and, levels of reverb. And
Okay.
but it's like the two spaces are totally different. The sound you want in a car is not the sound you want in an opera house, and the sound you want in an opera house is not the sound you want in a car. Like in an opera house, the sound bounces. And
People don't think about that though. They're just like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, visually, sure, but because it was this car thing, and the car people are very fucking specific. Like you need to show the car off perfectly. So
Have you seen that Jeep commercial where it's like a Jeep from far away, like sitting next to a river, and it's like, we don't even have to zoom in to tell you that it's a Jeep or something? Have you seen that?
No.
I haven't seen commercials in so long, and I have a Peacock subscription that has ads. And I'm seeing all these commercials, and they're so stupid. There's ones for like the Lion King. Have you seen that? It's like Timon and Pumbaa, but it's the live, the CGI live animal one.
For the new one that's coming out?
Yeah, for like Simba.
Like Mustafa. I don't need to know Scar's backstory and how he got to where he is. And I don't fucking
Oh, is
care.
it Mufasa? Is it like baby Mufasa?
Yeah,
and
is it
Scar?
What did I say? Mustafa?
I don't
whatever,
know.
Whatever his name
Musaka?
is. Yes. That's what it's about. It's like him and Scar being buddies when they're young, and something happened, and Scar became
what happened to
Scar.
Scar?
So you don't give a shit. Stop with this. There was a period of time where it was interesting to know what made the bad guy bad, but it's overdone now. And now I just like the fact it's like that guy's fucking evil, and I don't know why.
Yeah, and there should be just villains that are just bad guys, just bad. We don't need to know their backstory. We don't need to know that. And we could also just accept that good guys are good. We don't need to I remember when they did that with Bond, when they went into like Bond's history and how he was like dark and troubled and stuff. It's like, I don't even give a shit about Bond, but I'm just saying, I just felt like that was a stupid choice.
I mean, there's a level of who the fuck would choose the job that Bond has. What kind of fucked up person decides that's for them? But
it's also James Bond. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like it was ever a real person. If it was a real person, then it's like, oh, sure, I'd like to maybe find out who this person is because they're an actual human and we all understand that. But when we're talking about a fiction, it's like, let's just have the bad guys be bad guys. It's like if they went into Negan's story. Oh wait, they kind of did, right? He had like a daughter and a wife or something.
What is that? The Walking Dead? I don't.
Yeah, The Walking Dead.
I got to season, I don't know, 4.
Yeah.
It got so boring. They
I just
betrayed
always
everyone.
hated that.
Sorry, go ahead.
I just always hated the way that they treated Negan's character because they
Which one was
introduced
he?
him. He was the one with the bat.
Okay,
in
the one who
barbed
smashed
wire.
in Glenn's face.
Yeah, and everybody was really upset. But they introduced him in such a wild, violent way. And then he had no teeth for the entire rest of the season. Like everything he threatened to do was always like sidestepped, and so you were led to expect this huge, scary monster of a man, and he would intimidate people, but he would always threaten to do something that was on par with like what we knew he could do, and then he would always sidestep it. It'd be like he has a gun to like some main character's head, and then he shoots some side person that we barely know. It's like, oh, okay, so there are no stakes ever. I just hated that they did that.
Did you watch that whole series?
I stopped. I was hate watching it for a while, and then I was like, I gave up even that.
I feel
it was always just so disappointing.
They betrayed the audience second season, where half the season was just looking for the fucking daughter. And
oh my god, happened. That little bitch! Who gives a fuck? She's gone.
It was a waste of time. It was so obvious she was going to be in the fucking barn, but whatever.
Yeah,
you wasted.
And then she was going to be a zombie. No one ever thought that she was just like, for however long that season was supposed to take place in, like if it was 2 weeks or 2 months, she's like 8 years old and she's a zombie now. Bye. Moving on.
They clearly just didn't have enough story to fill a season, and they still didn't care. Like, well, you're going to deal with this. Like, fuck you.
I know. All right. Well, Wicked is good.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see it, go see it. What does it hurt?
Yeah. Well, it's expensive.
I
see something that is like maybe not good.
Yeah, that's why I still have the Regal Pass. You pay $23 a month. You go see 2 movies. Because, one ticket is like $21 these days here.
I saw a thing on TikTok where like younger people were asked, I guess like maybe millennials or Z or whatever, was asking their boomer parents how much it costs to go to a movie. Like if I was going to the movies and you wanted to give me money, how much money would you give me? And they were like doing the math. And it was like, okay, so like a popcorn is probably like $4 or $3. You know, the movie itself is probably gonna be like 12. You know, they're coming up with this number, like not even close.
What did movies cost when we were younger?
I mean,
$7?
I was going to say 7 something, and then you could go to the dollar theater.
Yeah, I remember the dollar theater.
Yeah.
There were more matinees too. I feel like matinees have come back, but for a long time, at least in New York, I didn't see them listed, but now they do pop up. But even matinees are $14. It's like, okay. I'm telling you, I'm not, maybe not for you, but for me, unlimited, because I will go see things like Wicked, even though I am not really moving fast to go see Wicked.
Yeah. I'm just kind of curious because I really, like, I think we played a clip of it on the show the other day, and it really did sound like someone who hates musicals having a nightmare. It was just so musically, I hated the way it sounded. And then I can't look at these 2 women that are playing the 2 witches and how skinny and horrible they look. Like, not horrible like their bodies should be different, but like they look sick. They look like something's wrong.
Apparently they do a great job.
All right.
Apparently they do a great job. And as a person who likes musicals, and they don't make as many musical movies, and when they do, it's very hard to get an original musical made. Now Wicked has proven itself on Broadway, so that makes it a little easier. But the popular song musicals were the thing for quite a while.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate that and glad that it's happening. The whole fan art poster thing where the lead got really pissed about and said it was one of the most offensive things in the world.
Wait, what are you talking about?
You know about this?
No.
Some fan changed the Wicked movie poster so it more matched the Broadway poster. And the Broadway poster, you can't see the green witches. I don't know their names. You can't see the green witch's eyes.
Oh, okay.
The hat's over the eyes, and there's a smirk on her face.
Oh, and right.
The other witch, the good one, is speaking into her ear. And the movie poster, you see the actress's eyes, and she's stern looking, and she's not smiling. And someone just photoshopped it to make it look like the Broadway poster. And the woman who plays the bad witch got so angry, like responded to it and said, "This is one of the most offensive things I've ever seen. I'm surprised you didn't hear about this." And I was like, this is out of line. This is absolutely an insane reaction. With all the atrocities happening in the world, this is the most offensive thing you've seen. Fuck you. Fuck you. Like it. Come on. You're so out of touch. So I didn't know if there'd be backlash. Like people said what I'm saying, but they still went and saw the movie. Part of me was just hoping.
See. Okay, so the original one, I'm sorry, the not photoshopped one, you can see the Green Witch's whole face.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that is not as good looking as the photoshopped one.
You like the bro, but she said, I'm saying so much through my eyes. You
Oh, no,
take
you're
my
not.
eyes out of the picture. You're in essence silencing me. It's like
Oh my God. Shut the
none of that
fuck
was
up.
fucking happening. This was just a person who likes Wicked, who
Yeah.
altered. They didn't think any one of these fucking things that you're saying. It's not an egregious violation against you. So shut up.
Damn. That's crazy.
People are insane.
They really are.
I was hoping it would fail after that. And just in general, like I said, I support it because it's a musical. In general, the amount of marketing shoving it down. Also, the fact that it's 2 movies and
Oh, yeah, because it's just part 1.
and they didn't really make that clear. Like they're fooling people.
Why would they need to make it 2 movies?
They
Why?
don't need to. I was reading that
to milk more money out of it.
I was reading that despite the movie being much longer in 2 parts, they didn't add anything. Like it's the same as the stage. It just they stretch shit out, I guess. So you're not even getting more for an extended runtime. So it does feel even more manipulative. It's like, well, just take your time and we'll have the second movie. Now I hear the second act is much shorter. And they may need to add some stuff to justify the second movie, but it's a money grab. It's like the same thing with the fucking Hunger Games, where I think there were 3 books, but 4 movies. More money.
Yeah.
We need more money. Give us our money.
I mean, I'm not against money,
I think I get it.
It's just money seems to be ruining a lot of shit.
If you're putting out good stuff, you will make money. But when you are putting out shit as a money grab and screwing people out of their money, like, no, at the end of the day, they're the ones choosing to part with it. But,
it feels like the quality of everything is getting lower.
I with movies in general, I think there is a shift. Like Marvel's not doing as well. Star Wars hasn't done well in a while.
Yeah, they're oversaturated and nothing. And again, no stakes because they'll just bring people back.
I feel it's shifting a bit back to now. Obviously, remakes are still happening and sequels nobody asked for. But
I want to see where Timon and Pumbaa come from.
Now you need to know how Scar got his scar and turned into the bad, mean uncle who killed his friend.
Killed his brother.
Well, I don't know if they're actually related. The movie makes it seem like they were from different tribes. Is that what are Pax Alliance called?
Oh,
it's
Pride.
Not prides, yeah.
Yeah,
it's like I know it's not tribes. What is
but
it?
they're
Prides.
brothers. In the movie, in Lion King.
Are they?
Yeah. Brother. He's asking his Scar.
I don't know if they're biological though. I've only seen the trailer, but the way it's set up, it seems to be that Scar's from a different pride, and whatever his name is, Mufasa. he comes across him, and there's somebody saved someone from the drowning in the river, and then he says, "This is we're new friends." And then Mufasa's dad says, "No, we can't let this outsider in." And then they make a fight to have him in, and then his original pride comes back at some point. So even if the first one was meant to be biological brothers, it seems
they're like, who cares?
Yeah. It's like, no, they weren't actually biological. They was just, they became brothers.
Well, I was talking about that earlier because there's a commercial, talking about commercials and how they're so weird to me. There's a commercial with Timon and Pumbaa, and like Timon is asking Pumbaa, like, what's important, to you? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, football, something in movies or something. And they show clips of football, and then they show clips from the movie. And then they're just like, Mufasa out in theaters, blah, blah. But it's also a football commercial at the same time. And I think it must have been a much longer ad, but they can only fit, they only needed 15 seconds to fill this slot. And so they edit the shit out of it. And I don't even know what it's for.
Yeah, they quite often have those. They'll have a 60-second version, a 30, and a 15. So they can,
but then the 15 doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't matter. You're talking about it. Like, what the fuck was that? Mufasa.
This is another thing I saw too. I saw an ad for Duracell, and maybe it was like Santa, in a sleigh, and he was using his Duracell battery or whatever. But or I don't whatever.
Duracell.
But that's they keep going and going, right? That's the bunny.
That's Energizer.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm sorry. So it's Energizer. That's right, the Energizer bunny. So the Energizer bunny at the end is in the sleigh with Santa. And I thought, anybody just coming into this doesn't know why there's a rabbit with a drum sitting next to Santa. Unless you know, maybe you know the terms Energizer bunny, but you don't know why. Unless you're from our generation or before that knows like this is a toy that they put the battery in and it keeps going and going. But otherwise, it's just a fucking rabbit in a sleigh. Like, what's he doing? What is that?
Well, they trust that they've done such a good job with the Energizer Bunny that everyone knows.
Like, kids just are born with the knowledge that the Energizer Bunny is a thing and that, like, it has a drum and it has a battery. That, like, nobody knows what that is anymore.
I haven't seen... Yeah, I don't know the last time I saw the commercial that presented the bunny as
right
the way they originally did, so you know what it is.
It's just a bunny with sunglasses or whatever and a drum. Okay.
You remember a couple years ago, I guess you're not watching commercials. A couple years ago, the Hershey's Kisses Christmas commercial where they,
yes, the bells.
Yeah,
they updated it.
That commercial would start and then it would cut to a different Hershey's commercial. It was the same commercial, but they just used the beginning of that. Then it would cut to like families baking cookies and shit. And people got so angry. Like, you teased me with the one commercial.
Yeah.
And now they just went back to, like, it started airing in October. I think the first time I saw it was like on Halloween.
Oh, really?
The Hershey's Kiss Bell commercial.
La, 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 la. Yeah, I remember for a while it was still the old version, but
the one with the 4:3 ratio.
So and it was like pixely and weird looking.
Yeah, the resolution was up to par, and you'd have the black bars on the sides of the TV because it wasn't wide enough.
They updated it. That's the same thing as the Cadbury egg one, where it's like the auditions, like brock, brock.
They would never make that commercial these days using real animals. You know, the MGM tiger, the MGM lion that roars.
Yeah.
It's now CGI.
It is?
Yeah. Before the MGM movies, it's a CGI.
They don't just use old footage?
That's the thing. You've already filmed it. You filmed it. It exists. It's not like you're going out there and making the lion perform and roar when it doesn't want to roar.
Every year, it's like
footage.
Bubba from UGA. It's like, we're just going to keep breeding these lions to do our thing and then kill them all.
What did you call him? Bubba?
Is that his name?
His name's Ugga.
Oh,
UGA. Ugga.
Oh, duh.
Go dogs, ruff, ruff, ruff. Oh, sick them, ruff, 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 ruff,
sick them, ruff, ruff.
But yes, they swapped out the lion.
That's dumb.
It's all dumb. Everyone's dumb.
Yeah.
What a dumb, dumb world. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
That's a good place to end.
I know. It's 2:15. You said you got to go.
Oh my gosh, I do. I didn't even notice. Thanks, everybody. I hope that you have a fabulous Thanksgiving. Enjoy. Love you. Goodbye.